Leah is staring into a bonfire just right outside her garden. In this fire, there was definitely something burning in it. Leah couldn't tell if it was somebody or if it was an object. She looked to her right, and on her right, she could see Gillian, who is the current partner of Leah's ex husband, wailing, claiming to Leah that the person in the fire is definitely our ex husband. Welcome to the Novel Galley, where we discuss and break down novels together. Today, we will be talking about the ex-husband. Leah was currently loving a new life. She had recently separated from a very controlling, abusive, and narcissistic ex. And the judge had been fair. She got full custody of her two kids, a boy and a girl. She had bought this small home and she was happy with the new start that she had. And she was dating this very beautiful man called Gabe. And she basically was, the average mom. The house was a really small house and she's managing to give her kids the best. She had close-knit relationship with her mom and her dad, so they supported her with, kids and everything. Her ex-husband had gone AWOL since the judge gave the ruling that, she had full parental custody and he had shared custody on the weekends, but he just disappeared. The kids had not heard from him in weeks. She hadn't heard from him in weeks. She was happy about it, but at the same time sad for her kids. And ideally, when they want to do the kids exchange, she would take the kids to her mom's and then her mom would give it over to her ex-husband because she didn't want him to know where she lived, basically. He was a really abusive husband. So she finally is loving a new life. She realized that obviously the big house just next to her had been empty and a very glamorous lady just moved in. And Leah being Leah, she was like, you know what, I'm going to do the right thing by going to introduce myself to the neighbor. And she went over, she was like, oh, my name is Leah, I'm a mom, two kids. And the neighbor in the house is actually called Gillian. That's her name. I don't know if it's Gillian or Gillian. I'll just call her G, guys. Let's call her G. So she went to introduce herself to G and was like, oh, G's like, oh, G was all glamorous, all nice. She was like, oh, okay, you're my new neighbor, cool. So they introduced us themselves and they were like, you know what, I'm going to invite you over when my partner comes back from traveling, because right now he's traveling. I'm just like the one setting up the house, but once he comes through, I'm going to invite you and your husband as well over. At the point, Leah doesn't have an husband, but she just said, you know what, there's no need to correct G. She's going to find out anyway. She's my neighbor. So she planned that, you know what, I'm going to take my boyfriend with me, Gabe, my cute boyfriend. So on the day that they were meant to meet for the dinner, cocktail, whatever, they're literally next door neighbors, right? So she went with Gabe, which is the guy that she's been dating. And she was like, where's your partner? G was like, oh, I sent him off to get us some more wine, more drinks, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, okay, cool. This is, she didn't even let her introduce Gabe. G was just like, oh, is this your husband? Leah was just like, okay, cool, yeah, whatever. They met each other, they were having a drink, and then she was like, oh, that's the door. It looks like my partner is here. And then G was like, okay, I'm gonna go get the door. But before G was going to get the door, Leah was literally close to the door because she was about to I think she was about to step out. And then guess who she's seen in the house? She's actually seen her ex-husband in the house. And she's like, what the hell are you doing here? You're stalking me. What the hell? I'm literally in my neighbor's house having a drink and you're stalking me. And the guy's like, get the fuck out of my house. And she's like, what? She's like, what do you mean your house? He's like, I live here. G is my partner. And they had this very rough scruffle because obviously I told you guys they had a very abusive relationship. It wasn't the best. And Gabe, who is Leah's now boyfriend, sees this and is very uncomfortable, rightfully so. If you're fighting that much with your ex, I don't want to have anything to do with you. You have some healing to do. That's what Gabe must have assumed. But obviously it was from a place of heart because he's done so many things to Leah. Emotional abuse, physical abuse, he's literally done everything full scale. He's cheated on her all through their marriage. So they had that very bad fight that day and Gabe just left her, just walked away, and Leah knew in her mind that oh, I've lost this guy. I definitely have. So after that time, the relationship was very strenuous between her and Gabriel. His name is Gabriel, but he's Gabe. He never really reached out to her for a long time. She tried to text him. She even drunk texted him one day when G and her ex-husband were doing like their house opening, and they had like parties. All of their ex-friends, mutual friends came, and obviously they didn't say hello to Leah because Leah was in the small house and she wasn't invited. So when the ex-husband moved in to that new house, they started having problems. Like he would pick up a basket, he would just walk through a garden, like he was like neighborhood feel 2.0. But like it was like constant scuffle between them. But like the ex-husband was definitely a jerk. Like he was doing it on purpose. Like he even started taking the kids more than he should. Obviously because his house was nicer, the kids preferred to go there, and Leah was always really sad about this. They started spending like quality times with G, like piercing her ear, like doing things that mother and daughter should do basically. So Leah started having like, oh my god, I can't do this, like this guy needs to move away. Like I moved here first, like how did he move here, like what the hell is he doing here basically. So she spoke to her lawyer as well. Lawyer was like, actually Leah, that's a stretch. There's nothing we can do. Like everyone can leave where they want to leave. And look at you at the bright side. Like your kids will be able to see their dad every time. Like look at the bright side. Like, you know, throughout this time that they were having the back and forth, G, who is you know, our ex-husband's new partner, is actually very neutral. She never really got into it. But she would take Leah's kids to school. You know, Leah's kids they would dance in the kitchen, they would bake. They literally were sharing one wall. So they used to like hear everything that was going on in the house. The ex-husband was so notorious. Like there was a time he kind of like drew the wall into like Leah's house to be able to watch Leah. Like he was a creep. He did all sort of stuff. There was a time he even changed the kids' school without telling Leah. And Leah was like, why would you do that? I'm the primary guardian. If you were going to make changes in their life, you should tell me. So she had to do like, you know, cool mom, run into the school and break the kids out of school basically. They started having this back and forth. Like it was just terrible. There was a time that he put Leah's phone number on like, you know, hookup sites where they start to text people to say, oh, I know where you live, I'm going to come SA you. Like Leah was like, this is definitely my ex-husband. He definitely did this. He did this. She went to the police with that one because she was really scared. The police didn't really do anything. They were like, don't worry, we're going to investigate it, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't do anything straight away. During that period, she had to turn off her phone because she was really scared to turn on her phone because she was getting like these weird messages. So, and this time, remember, she's trying to make up with Gabe as well. All of this is happening in such a short period of time. So she's trying to make up with Gabe as well, but she had a conversation with Gabe. He invited her over one time and it was like, I think we should stop seeing each other. And it really hurt her, but she was like, you know what, oh cool, I'm gonna let it go. So she and her ex-husband, the relationship was still very strenuous. They would have like arguments here and there about the kids, about the house, about the garden. The biggest argument they had yet was literally about Leah's garden. Obviously, after the divorce, Leah put in all of her efforts into gardening. She started like growing tomatoes. She started like rearing chickens, stuff like that. Like she was like doing it full scale. And all of a sudden, her ex-husband is claiming that the land that she's gardening is his and he plans to build something on it. This is literally where all hell will break loose in their relationship. Leah is like, this is definitely my land. The ex-husband is saying, no, the solicitor you bought the land from, I'm actually sleeping with her. She didn't read over like your contract properly. So yeah, it's not your land. It is actually mine. And Leah is just like, how can I get away from this man? How can I like leave my life? How can I like move on? I've lost my relationship. I've lost my friends because he kept telling their mutual friends that Leah was crazy, that Leah would throw stuff into his garden. And it was the one doing all of this. Like it would scratch his car and tell their mutual friends that Leah did it. And Leah would be like, no. But the mutual friends believed him because obviously, you know how abusers are very like, convincing and charismatic and everything. So it would like tell the neighbors and the friends that like, oh, this is what Leah is doing. And obviously Leah will be the one that will be raging and fighting. So people will see that and be like, yeah, she's the crazy one. So literally that's what's been happening. They were already like at their wits' ends, both of them, of each other. But like I said, the biggest scuffle was about the garden. So one morning, Leah was getting ready to take the kids to school. And she looks out the window and her ex-husband, he was like outside with like all of these workers doing like things in the garden, trying to like bulldoze her stuff. And she comes outside. She's like, wait, what is going on? And the person working, she recognizes one of them. She's like, okay, I know you, Jimmy. Jimmy is like a neighborhood friend, and Jimmy's grandma and Leah's parents are very familiar. So Jimmy does like jobs here and there in the area, like for people, like he gets paid. It's like an handyman basically. So she sees Jimmy and she's like, Jimmy, wait, I know you. Like, this is my garden. Like, what are you doing? And then Jimmy's like, oh, actually, I'm working. I'm on contract. Speak to my boss. We got hired by this man to like bring this garden down. And Leah is like, no, Satan, not today. So she goes over, finds her ex-husband. He was on the garden and they start scuffling again. And it got so heated at this point because he already had people like moving her chicken, moving her eggs, moving the tomatoes. Like she was pissed off because they were just matching on the garden, moving things. And she started like physically like kicking him. Like she kicked him in his groin, pulled his hair, like stuff like that. And he kept saying, I'm gonna call the police. And he eventually actually called the police. By the time the police got there, Leah was literally on top of this guy, like fighting him and like trying to literally kill him. Like she was pulling his hair, like kicking him in his groin, doing everything that she could just to piss him off. The police came and they literally pulled her off him. They were like, ma'am, what are you doing? And she's like, she explained everything, that my ex-husband has been harassing me. Now he wants to take my garden. I came to your police station to report that I dropped my number in like the Sukop side. She starts to say everything. And obviously, she's the one that is mad. She's the one that is like speaking really fast. The ex-husband dusts himself, very charismatic. And he says, this is what I'm saying. My ex-wife, she has mental health issues. She's crazy. Whenever she's off her drugs, this is literally how she behaves. And she's like, I have told you to stop saying that I have mental health issues because I don't. You're the one that has mental health issues. You're the mad one. And he's like, no, baby, I know things have been hard. I know since I left you, you've been struggling. The kids tell me you drink a lot. She's like, stop. Don't do that. That's not true. The police officers were like, ma'am, we might need to arrest you. And then the husband was like, oh, I don't want to press charges. She's the mother of my kids. What will my kids do? They live with her. He tried to be charismatic. And she's like, you know what? She's just weak. And they're like, ma'am, okay, ex doesn't want to press charges. And they're like, you need to stop this attitude and everything. And then she's like, okay, cool. But can you tell him to stop the work until I get my solicitor and we get actual details of whose land it is really? Can you stop the work you're doing in the meantime? Can you make him stop? And then the police was like, okay, actually, that's reasonable. Mr. Ex-husband, are you able to stop the work while your ex-wife gathers paperwork to make sure that the land is not hers and she'll be more than happy to move a garden? And it was like, okay, I can give her 2 days. And she's like, thank you. So remember that they had a very big fight that morning. So that's the biggest fight they've had, that it got physical. They've been having scuffles here and there, but this fight was the biggest. So Leah she ended up not being able to take the kids to school because she was really mad. They had such a bad argument that G had to take the kids to school and ex-husband left. So by the time G was taking the kids to school, Leah could see that G had marks on her face. It looked like she was abused. And she's like, I'm gonna have to check on G because my girl's not looking right. So she was like, you know what, after work, I'm gonna go over, have a chat with her, make sure like everything is fine, because I've been there before and I know this guy can be abusive. So Leah is actually an hairdresser, so she heads off to work after such a bad day. She actually heads off to work and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna like go to work and just like sort everything out. In the middle of day, while Leah is at work, a mom comes into the shop and her mom is like crying, and she's like, Mom, what is the issue? Like, why are you crying? And mom is like, I actually went to speak to your ex-husband. And she's like, Mom, I told you not to speak to him. Like, don't interfere in our relationship. Like, we're done. She's like, oh no, I just wanted to talk to him because, you know, things have been really bad between you guys. I definitely told like, you know, you guys might still have the chance of getting back together. So I want to like be the big person like on your behalf. She's like, Mom, I've told you times without number that we are not getting back together. Can you like stop speaking to this guy? And then her mom starts to cry. And she's like, Mom, what is the issue? And her mom is like, actually, he did something while I was there. And she's like, wait, what did he do? And her mom is like, when I was talking to him, he came at me. She's like, what do you mean he came at you? Mom is like, he put himself on me. Leah is like, I'm sorry, what? She's like, yeah. Leah was like, oh, this is literally, this is the most, like, this guy is genuinely insane. Like, no words, like, he's insane. She packs up her bag. She's like, you know what, Mom, no problem. Go home, have a good nap. I'm really sorry that this has happened. I will fix it. So remember I told you guys that Leah's phone has been switched off because our ex-husband put her phone number on that dodgy website. So before she turned off her phone, she had actually tested Gabe to come and help with the garden. So remember, she called him to come and help with the garden. This was even before our ex-husband started bulldozing everything. Like, she actually called for help for the garden. She just texted him. She didn't even know he was gonna come because remember I told you guys that they broke up. So apparently he came over to help with the garden before it was bulldozed, but she didn't know because her phone wasn't on, and obviously our ex-husband already messed the garden up. So she went home and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna go and speak to this guy. But when she goes over, he's not there, but G is there, and G has like, she can now see like G's face, that G's face is bad. And she's like, G, are you okay? Like, talk to me. She's like, I'm fine, thanks. Like, don't come in, like, this is not a good time, thanks, don't worry, like, we're busy, can you not come in? And Leah was like, okay, no problem, I can come back. And she walked away. When Leah walked away, Leah was like already pissed off, and she was like, you know, she actually was going there to confront our ex about what our mom had said, but she was like, okay, cool, no problem. She left. Apparently, when Leah went back upstairs, she actually fell into like a deep sleep. By the time Leah woke up, I think it was the next morning, she came downstairs and she saw G crying by like a fireplace. So there was this fireplace in Leah's garden, like it was literally burning, and there was someone burning in the fire. And Leah is like, she's so confused. She's like, what is going on? Like, is there something in that fire, or is there someone? And G's crying. G's like, there's definitely someone in the fire. And I think that someone is your ex-husband. And Leah is like, okay, no. A part of Leah is relieved because all of her problems will go away. But another part of Leah is really, 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 really confused because Leah is like, that's the father of my kids. Like, he can't be dead. He provides, you know. Are you sure? When last did you see him? She's like, you know, when you came over last night, we were having this big argument and he stormed off. And I haven't seen him. And then now I'm seeing this fire and it looks like the person in the fire is wearing his wristwatch. And she's like, let's call the police. Let's not make any assumptions. So they go in, call the police, notify the police. Police comes over, they put the fire out, take the body away. They're like, oh, this body is burnt beyond recognition. We can't tell who is in the fire. And they're like, is anyone missing? She's like, yeah, I haven't seen my ex-husband. Like, he's missing. We haven't seen him. They're like, okay, has he done this before? Does he just take off and go? And Leah is like, yeah, he definitely does. Like, when we were together, like, he would just threaten to leave. Like, once I say I'm going, he would threaten to leave, and then he would come back days after and be like, oh, I've been sleeping on my friend's couch. Oh, I've been this. So this is definitely him. So I would not be worried, but yeah, you can be worried. So police is like, okay, you sound very mad for an ex, but okay, cool. So the police, they left. And obviously they did their investigation, did everything. At this point, Leah is just like really confused. She finally turns on her phone and she wants to call her parents, obviously, to let them know what's happened. That it looks like, ex-husband is gone for real. Like, there's fire, there's this. And her mom is not picking up the phone. So she ended up having to speak to her dad. And then her dad is like, oh, your mom is actually feeling really sick since yesterday. She's been upstairs, like she hasn't come down. And Leah in her mind is like, okay, I know why. It's because of what my ex-husband did. Like, this is so shit. I wish I could help her. So she's like, she gets off the phone, and then she gets a phone call straight away from the police. And they're like, we need you to come over to the office. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then they kind of like interview her to say, this is not like a formal interview. You're free to go anytime. We're just asking questions to help. And they're like, actually, the person in the fire was wearing like a work outfit with the name Gabe at the back, and she's about to pass out. She's like, what? It's like, yeah, the person is wearing Gabe. She's like, Gabe? She's like, oh my God. That's when she realized that I actually texted him for help. I hope he didn't come to do it. And then he's fallen into the fire. She's like, oh my God, she's acting crazy. And then she leaves, and then she runs over to where Gabe lives to find him. She's like, I need to see Gabe. She's like looking for him because he lives on a boat. They're like, he's not here. She's like, oh my God. Okay, so where is he? Someone on the boat says, I know where he is. Go check him, blah, 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 blah. She starts to drive there. Like, my girl is driving on like 60 kWh. Like, she's speeding. So she gets there. She finally sees Gabe. She's like, Gabe? Oh my God, you scared me. There's literally someone dead wearing your outfit. Like, what happened? And he's like, oh, it must have been when I came over to help you with the garden. I must have left it, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'm just relieved you're okay. But like, oh my God, you scared me. And then Gabe is like, actually, now that you're here, there's two things I need to tell you. Leah is like, okay, what do you need to tell me? And then Gabe tells her, the first thing is, I've actually been paid by your ex-husband to keep an eye on you. And Leah is like, what do you mean you've been paid? And it's like, actually, from meeting you at your mom's place to telling him where you were moving to, I did everything. He was so convincing. He made it look like you were a crazy person. He said that you were taking his kids away from him. And, I had a brother that's in that situation. So I felt really sorry for him. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to help you. And he also promised to pay. But he didn't pay. But like, I definitely have fallen in love with you. So that's why I stopped it. And that's why I ended the relationship. She's like, can I have a hot cup of tea? Because you're trying shit. Okay. He gives her like a cup of tea, right? And she's like, what do you mean my ex-husband paid you? And then he basically like goes into details and just like apologizes to her. And she's just like, oh my God, I don't know where to go from here. And then this is when he was about to tell her the next thing. It was like, actually, I went to your house on the day where the fire is. I went to go and confront your ex-husband, ask him for my money and tell him that I was no longer going to be working for him. But when he just said, but, so he was about to say, but something happened. Leah's phone rang. The police was like, we need you in the station now. And she's like, oh, I just left. They're like, no, you need to come now. So she's like, okay, all the thoughts, let's talk about this later, but like, you're a crazy guy. I'm gonna have to run to the station to know what's happening, right? So she goes to the station. This time they're like, you have to get a lawyer. She phones a lawyer, tells the lawyer to meet her. They're like, this is like a formal interview. We're recording it. And then they start to ask her, do you hate your husband? We learned that you had a big fight last morning. So have you made on your promise? You've said you're going to kill him so many times. And she's like, hold up. I say that every time. I'm not a killer. I don't mean it. Like, I was just mad. Like, he was like on my garden. Like, she was trying to explain to them and they were like, no. He's missing, you know, we think the person that fires him, autopsy will take a while, but like, we would advise you not to travel. And she's like, this is crazy, but okay. So at this time, when the interview ended, it was really late. So now our phone is back off because it's dead. This time she didn't turn it off. Like, the phone is just off because the phone is dead. And then she goes home because obviously our ex-husband has now been missing for 2 days, I think. Leah gets home, bearing in mind that G is not there, but there's a light on in the house. And she's like, I'm gonna go investigate. What the hell is in my ex-husband, a new neighbor's house? I'm gonna go see. So nosy Leah gets into the house, gets her torch, roams about, wears the robe in the bathroom, put on some perfume, just romanticizing and imagining that this is her life. And all of a sudden, someone just locked the door. And she's like, hello? Who is there? You know, who is there? Like, who is locking the door? And all of a sudden, our ex-husband appeared out of nowhere. And she's like, oh my God, we've been worried. Like, where the hell have you been? And he starts to hold her hostage. She's trying to get away. He doesn't want her to get away. She's trying to get away. He doesn't want her to. She's like, I need to go back to our kids. And he's like, no, you're going nowhere. You're going to be here with me. And she's like, I don't want to be with you. He's like, no, you're going to be with me. And she's like, you're very sick. This is everything that you've done. You're just a crazy person. Now you're like with G and you're still not satisfied. You're still like doing everything, like, change, be a better person. And it was like, oh, shut up. Your stupid boyfriend, Gabe, he came here today and then he wanted me to pay him for the job and I didn't pay him. He's a loser. He didn't do anything. I think she was just like telling him that, like, shut up. Like, not everyone is like as troublesome as you are. Like, yeah, he just didn't want trouble. He left. And then she confronts him. That's when she's like, you're crazy. Like, this is what you've done to my mom. How dare you come at my mom? Is there no limit for you? Like, why would you even try to get to my mom? And then it's like, what the hell are you saying? I didn't try anything with your mom. Bear in mind that when Leah was like in the house, snooping around in the kitchen, she actually found one fingernails for her mom in the kitchen. And she's like, this is definitely my mom's nails. So she picks it up. She's like, what's my mom's nail doing in the kitchen? But okay. So where she's like, you know, getting at him saying, how dare you touch my mom? Like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what the hell are you saying? I didn't like force myself on your mom. Your mom and me have been doing it for 4 years. She's like, oh? It's like, yeah, on your birthday, your 35th birthday was the first time on our bed. She came at me. She said she's been lonely. She wanted me to touch her. Leah is like, you're joking. You're crazy. What are you saying? It's like, yeah, we've been doing it for 4 years. And I have tried to break it off with her so many times, but she doesn't want to leave me. But I finally broke it off because the bitch is fucking old. And she's like, oh my God. Like, Leah was so disrupted. Leah was like, there's no way getting away from this guy. I need to kill him. Like, how do I do this without like getting into trouble? Like, the only way to get out of this guy's, you know, hostage or whatever is to actually kill him. So how do I do it legally? So at the point, she quickly like devised a plan because obviously you didn't want to let her go as well. She's like, okay, cool, no problem. I love you. I'm going to get back with you. He was like, yeah, I knew it. You see this G I'm with, she's so useless. It's so difficult to control her. Like, not as easy as you. You're so easy to control. But with G, she doesn't fucking listen. I miss you, Leah. We should be together, Leah. Like, you're the one for me. And Leah is like, yeah, we should be together. And bear in mind that Gabe, on the other hand, after Leah left, he's been very worried, and obviously he needed to tell her what he saw when he came in the afternoon, but like he couldn't say it because remember the conversation was cut short because Leah got called to the police station. So he's like, I need to tell her this night. So he's like, I'm going to Leah's place because it's calling her, a number is not connected. So he went over to her place, saw that she's not there. He sees like light in the bigger building, goes in and is trying to like save Leah, but Leah is like, Gabe, get out now, like you need to leave. Me and my ex-husband, we're definitely working things out, we're gonna be together. Gabe is like, you don't have to do that, I'm here to save you. She's like go, she's like go now, like you need to go. He's like no, she's like go. All of a sudden they bolted for the door, so Leah and our ex-husband, Leah jumps in the car. He's holding her at knife point at this point. So she jumps in the car, she's driving, and he sat in the passenger seat. And Gabe was so confused. It's like, that's so confusing. Why would she want to make up back with him? But he's like, okay, cool. He calls the police to let them know that is what he saw. And then in the car, Leah is telling, our ex-husband everything he wants to hear. She's like, don't worry, we're going to be together. My parents are going to take care of the kids. I forgive you. We're perfect. We should be together. He's like, where are you even going? She's like, don't worry. I have this friends in the woods that they would give us somewhere to stay, till the police investigation dies down. We will be fine. And he's like, you see, this is why I love you. You're a smart girl. And Leah starts to drive really fast. And he's like, slow down. Do you want to kill me? Like, slow down. Leah purposely drives into a tree and she makes sure that the part where our ex-husband was sitting had the most effect. So that happened and Leah blacked out. When Leah woke up, Leah was in the hospital bed and she's like, oh my God, where's my ex-husband? Where's my ex-husband? They're like, oh my God, we're so sorry. He passed away. Leah in her mind was dancing. She's like, oh my God, would I be in any trouble? I was driving. They're like, no, like you won't be in any trouble. She's like, he held me hostage. He said he was telling me to take him somewhere. She was like crying and trying to like be like, she was giving excuses. So our mom is by our bedside at this time and our mom is like, I'm so sorry, Leah, there's something I need to tell you. She's like, Mom, you don't have to. I already know. I know you've been sleeping with my husband for 4 years. You've been cheating on my dad. And the mom is like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. She's just like, you know what? I don't care. Like, it's fine. She's like, there's actually one more thing I need to tell you, Leah. And she's like, what? And she's like, actually, what happened is Gabe, which is the guy you're dating, he walked in on us when we were doing it. She's like, oh my God, that's what Gabe was trying to tell me. He's been so uncomfortable. You put him in an uncomfortable situation. She's like, actually, because he walked in on us, your ex-husband was so mad and he was actually intent on killing him. So apparently he went outside trying to kill Gabe, but the person he killed wasn't Gabe. So the guy that was wearing the Gabe outfit is the Jimmy guy I told you guys about. The poor guy that just helps in the neighborhood was wearing Gabe's outfit and doing some final clearing, picking up some instruments. And unfortunately, the ex-husband thought that was Gabe because he actually walked in when he came to like collect his money and tell the ex-husband, I don't want to work for you. So he walked in on him and his mother-in-law doing something and he's like, you are disgusted. I don't want to be a part of this. And he was shouting and he just left. I was like, no, I'm not going to be a part of this. He walked away. So ex-husband goes outside and tries to kill him. Unfortunately, kills the wrong person. Mom saw all of this and kept quiet. So she's like, I need to tell you that I'm really sorry. And then the police just comes in. They're like, we heard everything. You're going to jail. Fortunately. So they arrested mom. Fortunately for her, they gave her like suspended sentence. Because obviously the culprit is dead now. So they gave her suspended sentence. She lost her husband in her home. Leah was happy after. She actually forgave Gabe. They ended up being together. The ex-husband was actually quite wealthy. He was a very big property mogul. At the time, he hadn't like done his will accurately. So all of his stuff still went to Leah. So Leah was mega rich after he passed away. She set up her dad in a new home close to them. The dad was now helping, obviously, with the kids. The mother-in-law, a mom, definitely they didn't have a good relationship anymore. But she still saw the kids when she wanted. But yeah, Leah gave them the kids, where obviously when the story ended, they were planning to buy a new home to move into. But yeah, that's the end of the story. I definitely wanted to do like a 2-part story, but guys, the story is so interesting. I couldn't even stop talking. So it ended up being 1 part. I don't know if it's too long. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, it's a new channel, so it's like trial and error. So if you guys think like it's too long and you'd rather have it in 2 parts, let me know. But if you guys like it, you think actually 1 part is fine, it's not like 2 parts, let me know in the comment section as well. But yeah, I will definitely be reading the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the book. It's called The Ex-Husband, like I said. If you want to read it, it's by Samantha Ace. It's such an interesting book, guys. Such an interesting book. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Because this is a new channel, we would definitely appreciate your support. So you guys, please make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. And also follow us on Instagram. And yeah, until next time, guys. Bye.